It's a big week for Blake Ferguson, who will face the Raiders for the first time as a Roosters player. Brett, what have you made of Blake Ferguson so far in 2015?
Oh, I think the Roosters have done a very good job in looking after him and controlling him and being nice and patient. I think Blake Ferguson is an X-factor player. You know, he's a player that can win games on his own. He's a big athletic centre. He wants to football. He wants to be the leader of the football side. That's the arrogance he carries, and he backs it up, which is a great thing. You know, obviously plays his former side, which he got sacked from in 2013. He went down there as a young kid and they helped develop him. He's a player that has to put his hand up and say, I made a lot of mistakes in the past. He's been now put in a good system. He's had to wait since 2013 when he got sacked. He's now been patient. He's done some welfare. He's been sort of cuddled a little bit by the Roosters and Nick Politis. So I think he's done a wonderful job to where he's got back to. But it's an interesting thing, Sam. You know, obviously, football clubs. The Roosters have done this in the past. You know, they've had obviously Carney at his best. They've had Jake Friend at his best. Is there a reason you would think that's happening?
Well, it's just a good family-orientated club, isn't it? You know, I think you mentioned it, Nick Politis there. He's just the father figure, isn't it? Yeah. And anyone who comes in, he brings them under his wing and he's just able to set them on the right path.
That's right. And let's talk about 2013 when he got sacked. Game 1, he played Origin and he was the outstanding player in Origin. We won Game 1 that year. He then has the incident on the bonding night of camp in Game 2. He gets sacked from New South Wales. We lose that series. He then doesn't play for sort of 18 months of football. So he's been nice and patient and controlled. He's had to do a lot of work, and I think Blake Ferguson deserves a pat on the back as well, because players only sort of get better when they want to get better.
Yep. Sometimes
it gets to the bottom of the world before you make that decision. He was sacked. He was into, he had some charges done in court and had to be very patient when he come back. But I think he deserves a second chance. He's been patient, and I think he's a massive player, and he's a chance why the Roosters are able to probably win the competition this year because of the strike form and the strike attack he does on that edge.
I know we're only 3 weeks into the season, but could he potentially be the recruit of the year?
He'll go very close to being the buy of the year, recruit of the year, and the reason why the Roosters have that X factor back. He'll play Origin. There is no doubt he's an Origin player through and through. I know we're not talking about him playing Origin at the moment, but he will continue to get better and better, and I think he'll be one of our centres, if not the winger, in State of Origin 1.
He's made some comments. He's found love with his new partner. Everything's going well. How crucial is that to a rugby league player nowadays?
I think the balance in life's really crucial. You know, they're full-time professional players. You know, what the Roosters do extremely well is they've got some cultural coaches, they've got some leadership coaches, and they just look after their whole 7 days a week sort of preparation for a game of football. Outside of the media scrutiny, outside of the life you have and trying to balance that, you need to have a home life that's pretty secure. A lot of the players that we see play up over the past couple of years have been players that have had dysfunctional families or dysfunctional home lives, and that reflects on their life as a football player. They don't just get them mixed differently. So Blake Ferguson is in a very happy place at the moment. He's in a good environment, and on the back of that, we're seeing a better bloke and we're seeing a better football player.
There you have it, Blake Ferguson to play Origin and to also be one of the recruits of the year. That's Brett Kimmorley.